bagaetsho re le amogela gape mo lenaneong la rona la Rise. Gompieno bosigo re tlo bua ka go bala ka seeng re re reading le gore go botlhokwa jang go bala mo maphelong a rona jaaka tlwaelo I am joined by my beautiful and lovely co-host Dumelang bagaetsho.
Hi.
Are you well this evening?
We are very well, thank you.
So I don't know, are you the kind of people ba ileng gore le rata go bala, and if so ke dibuka tse di jang tse le gore la di rata?
I love reading. Ngiyakuthanda ukufunda kakhulu because ngumuntu othanda ukuzula. So incwadi zingisa kule ndawo engizoza kuyo ngiya eHollywood ngencwadi, ngiya eSibuke, ngiya eKronstadt, I go to all these places ngokufunda. So definitely.
Khobala, yes, I do love reading. Mare, ka o lale dilo tsa sekolo, tshwantse o bale dibuka tsa sekolo, o bo tlo tsenya engwe gape, it's problematic. Wa bona, so ke rata there and there ka nako ya teng.
But you wouldn't call yourself like a reader per se.
Kiridanyana. Kebala Kgomotso Kiridanyana.
All right.
Yes. No, Markanyis is actually right. You know, Linna, I don't read as much as I used to. Mari reading was a very important part of growing up. Kore Linna, the buka would just open up my world. I know a whole lot of things just by picking up a book and reading it. Kore, you did not necessarily learn ko skolong, or you did not have access to information. Yeah.
Okay. Now, ntwe ratang ka go bala, like ke godile ke bala. It was just like my mother one ali atswa tshwetso ya gore like nthuto go bala before ke ya ko skolong. And I think it's a very important aspect e leng gore batsadi ba ile bala ba nagana gore sekolo tshwantse e ba bona fela ba rutang bana go bala. And it's not necessarily true
that way. And on the point also I'd like to raise up ukuthi abazali bethu abasifundisa ukufunda ngesintu. Mina ekhaya zange ngifundise ukufunda isiZulu. And kwamele ukuthi ngisifundela, kwamele ukuthi ngifanda out ukuthi okay ukubhala ngibhala o ngibhala u bengakwazi azange ngifundise ekhaya. And I think it's very important that fanele sifunde ukwazi ilona amalimi wethu emakhaya.
Into yokufunda, it's a culture, you know, and I think generally speaking you are talking about your mother making sure that you read at an early age. Unfortunately, we are also seeing that dying down. Abazali, they are no longer reading, and therefore abantwana, they are no longer reading.
Can I challenge that point though? Abazali babathenga ama-newspaper emakhaya, babathenga iDaily Sun, babathenga iSowetan. So how are they not reading if our black parents are the market yokuthenga ama-newspaper?
But not all parents are doing that.
But most. Because the sales of my newspaper does
just fair enough. But newspaper, mara ba go fa newspaper e o gore we bale.
Yes. If beke ekhaya athi mbali mntanami naku look ina into eyenzakalayo, then he is encouraging you in some way.
Is that you? Yeah, but I worry, you know, me, I'm a bit of a snob. I ke bua maka show ke na le snobonyana bo bitseng. So ha ke bua ka go bala, I suppose typically ke bua ka literature. You know, buka king, not just an SMS message.
Ka gore batho ba bangata they don't have access to books, which is what we are saying or radio. You are then able, Lebo Mxit Rich, le Rise, the Young Women's Clubs, banally an application ya Mxit Rich. Moelong oka create di buka tse udi balang. Because what we are also trying to encourage ka khobala is not only khobala as an end in itself, but for an example, stories sing senale a start, a middle, senale a protagonist, senale whatever. So they may be reading a lot more Facebook more in, but when you actually how they cannot even express themselves.
Do you think though Ramafoko gore batho ba ileng gore ba re lebeletse gore our core audience gore banale access enough to books and to libraries and that kind of stuff?
You know, Akonama library, Kgomotso, you know, although you understand Kuma rural area, there will be less access than in urban areas. But I also think that the facility itself is not also as important as encouraging the culture of reading, having role models of people who you like because you know they are authors. Bangwetsi di buka or why you barata di buka tse dife. You know, like on radio, you can hear somebody rather than the latest Kwaito music or the house album, the latest author. So that is also important that we not only make the books available, but we also encourage it like we encourage other forms of leisure as an important form of leisure as well.
Yeah.
So what I want to know from you is like, what do you personally like to read? I'm kinale ADD ngana eating. I can't focus on so kinale stash of books like by my bedside, and it'll be different kind of books. One is a biography, Malcolm X. This is about my third biography of Malcolm X that I think I'm reading, and one is what's called a chick lit, which I don't like because nobody ever calls the other stuff lit as well, you know. And then another one is like a historical novel, which is so big, and it's literally taking me years to read it. And it's called Frontiers, which is about the beginning of this country. When
When I do read,
when you do,
I read a lot of scripts, but with novels, I enjoyed The Great Gatsby by F.S. Fitzgerald. That was really nice. Ways of Dying by Zegsim Da was pretty cool. Yeah, but it's books, it's magazines. My mom has this thing where she just like, oh, this magazine was nice. Look who's on the cover. That's how you promote reading as well. And then boom, I'm reading about her. And then, yeah, it works.
okay.
I think South Africa has such a rich history.
Yeah.
And you know, when you pick up a book, whether Kika Cyril Ramaphosa or Kika Mang or Kika Winnie Mandela, you learn so much about the history of the country and what people contributed. So I also like those biographies, but it's about Bamokhai.
Okay.
That's what I read.
It's Hore Fela Fao. After the break, we are joined by Nthabiseng Jafta, who's made it her life's work to bring reading to her community. Let's go Tsamai.
Sanamukele makhaya. Namhlanje uKhanye noLebo bahlezi noNthabiseng Jafta, a member of the Jurors Club in the Free State. Asizwe ukuthi baxoxisana abathini. Over to you guys.
Thank you very much, Mbali. In today's insert, our team went to visit the Jurors Club in the Free State to see the work that they do to promote reading, creative writing, and poetry. Let's take a look.
Ke ngwana Motswana, ke palesa ya setšhaba, ke ipela ka botšhabane, ga ba mpotsa ke re ke mengwaga e 17. Isago ya me e a phatsima ya ka ngwedu, ka sebopego ke mokima, ke mosetsana yo bopegileng, ke ipela ka ngwao gonne ke motshweneng tshipanama go sa gwana.
Young people also have stories, and young people don't necessarily have the platforms where they can really express themselves and can be heard.
I shimmer, my face is swelled like the moon, my eyes are brighter than the sun, and my smile is radiant.
Sometimes I feel like I can run the world because of my young and silly and matured mind.
I'm stardust in dreams, and I'm loved. I'm all that I think, smell, see, and hear, and for that, no one will ever end up like me.
Reading and expressing myself has helped me in a way that I am able to tell people who I am, and they have to accept me for who I am, and that I can be who I am freely and not worry about what other people are gonna say.
I am who I am.
Okay, anything that you've learned from the exercises, anything that you've learned listening to anyone?
I liked Tiamos because I'm also Tswana. And I love the way she spoke about being Tswana and being proud of it.
It's vibrant in a cultural way. I like the fact that she states like how Tswanas are, and she's not discriminating other cultures.
Reading and writing has helped me to improve in my schoolwork because in English we normally have poetry, so I can be able to analyze them. I can also write poetry. Whenever I feel depressed or bored, or whenever I feel pain or happiness, I can write and express the way I feel instead of explaining it or talking to somebody.
Wow, that was just so inspiring, seeing young people just speak so confidently. So tell us a little bit about how you started, how this project started, your poetry and expressive and creative writing.
I can hana ke qadile jalo ka bona ba qala hona jwale. Ke qadile myself le nna ke le ngwana batlang ho bua fela ke sena motho nka buang le yena. So qetellong ka iphumana ke ngola haholo. And from Hongoleng Yaba, it goes to the stage, starting to perform. And then before you know it, now you are mentoring these young kids, these young ones. So the project, it got after Jaros, which is myself, went and found other people who do the similar job, which is Charmaine, Morebi, and Hexagonene, and we came on board and we decided that we go into the community and we want to teach bana how ngola le ho bala and ba utlwisise bohlokwa ba ho ngola.
Because the way these young women are in a group, they are giving each other feedback, they are supporting each other. How do you think clubs like the Rise Young Women's clubs are important in also just helping young women support each other?
These clubs help these kids be together, and you know when you answer a gift, or when you're in your process of answering your gift, hangata we pona only weird, only not normal. So to actually kopane le batho ba bang ba etsang ntho e tshwanang le how it makes you realize hore it even builds your confidence and your esteem hore oh kanti ha ke one, and for you to move forward it's through other people.
You are doing such great work le di clubs tse di leng ko Free State. So ha bana ba bang ba re shebileng either ba ko Limpopo kapa Mpumalanga, they also want to do the same thing. Can they access your workshops, or what advice would you have, even if wena ha o khone physically to be with them, to start the same kind of a thing e wena ba ikadile?
I think Renali library, Renali hopefully the art centers, the community centers, go makeisheneng are dulang go on, and take them seriously. Sometimes they are small and informal and harboni dia guy, but take them seriously, because it is through those smaller initiatives that will open your bigger picture.
Ako re bolelle ka buka e ya Harmony, ne? E thomile yang le gone go la leng ka mogare.
Bana ba Harmony, it's another poetry club in Virginia. Ke sekolo sa Harmony, so we named the book after their school.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So we met them in 2012, and we've been working with them, Reba Mentara, and they've been coming to Bloemfontein. And by the way, they have very supportive teachers who are behind them. Every time when we say come to Bloemfontein, they come. Every time when they invite us to Virginia, the principal welcomes us into the school with warm hands. So all that support structure makes life a little bit easier. So after Rekopane Lebana, would spend time Lebo and get to know them, allow them to be because these are the people who are going to open their hearts and their mind to you and share themselves with you.
Obviously, so please go into the importance of reading and the link between the two.
Luckily for us, we go to youth that is already in school. So already they're exposed to books, although it's academic books.
Yeah.
And it's not many of them who actually read for leisure. And I think that is the aspect that we're trying to bring to them.
Yeah.
So that they end up even enjoying their schoolwork because they link these things. Your attitude towards a book makes the whole lot of difference on your understanding towards what you're reading.
What are your favorite reads? What are you reading currently?
Generally, I love short stories. I love poetry.
Okay.
Yes, I'm getting into that spirit where I'll read a whole novel.
Oh, no.
But I'm more on motivation. I'm more on issues of spirituality. I'm more on issues of healing myself and, just facing each day with positivity, with, fueling myself, regaining the strength. I love books that assist me to gear up and go into the world and face it with a smile.
Nthabiseng, ra Lebo go tlile ka jeno, ra itumela re la le dipone tse tshwanang le wena.
No.
Ha re bua etle be re bua le mme Pascalina Tsolo, o tlo re bontshang gore it's never too late to start reading. O ska suta.
Welcome back. We've done a switcheroo, and now Kgomotso and Bali are joined by our next guest, Mme Pascalina Tsolo, a woman who went back to school to obtain her matric at the age of 53. Over to you guys.
Thank you very much, Lebo. Mme Pascalina ra go amogela mo Rise. So ke kopa re mpolelle gore go tlile yang leeto la gago la gore o be o ithute go bala ka age ya 53 go tlile yang gore o be o kgone go fetella.
Gore ha ntse ke tla ke hola thuto ya ka ile ya fella ha khutshwane ke be ke ba mme ke santsane ke sa ruteya ka hobane ke dula polasing
Sure.
ya ga ke fihla Gauteng ke re ke tlo batla mosebetsi ka sebetsa di-kitchening itse ntse ke sebetsa di-kitchening ka sebetsa library ke le cleaner ha ntse ke cleaner ka hare ho library ka bona gore dibuka tsena di ngata ka ga library ka mona di ngotswe ka sekgowa ha ke di tsebe kaofela ga tsona nakong eo ya bo before 94 dibuka kaofela ne le tsa English le Afrikaans.
Okay, so go ile go tla yang gore o decide gore ha o sa batla go cleaner fela ko library le wena o batla ba participant o be o ithute go bala
go go mogwa ka ne ke sa nagana gore nka tloela go cleaner ke ne ke ga re ya di meeting ke gona go ikutlwela ke gona le go ingolla ya ba ke nka qeto ke re ke ya sekolong ha ke fihla hae ha nka ba ka fihlela hae ke fihletse sekolong ka re ke tlo ingodisa e le go mo mosebetsing go kile ga bulwa abet itse ha e bulwa ke e mong a sa ka nga tshaba go ga ke ya ruteya ka ya ka go yona ka kena level 1 ka fihla o level 3
go na le ntho e leng gore e etsa gore batho ba tshabe go ya go abet
kore batho ba je ka ha re le je tle se le mpona go nna ha ke ya ruteya gore ke ikentse ka re ke bohlale jolo ka lona
so go gore batho ya nong ba sa rutegang or ba sa kgoneng go bala go na le shame e itseng ile ba ifitla
e ba hlapang gore mogotsi wa nwa ka o tla mpona gore ke ya ruteya ke tshotsenana ba hona di general worker tse ka lokana tse sa ruteyang ha di ka ba tsaya
manje wena ma uyenze kanjani ukuthi ungafili ukuthi wena shame lento lena ungakwazi ukufunda it's embarrassing it's a shame wena wenza kanjani ukuthi le nto leyo overcome
ke sebete ya usa o le sebete o itshepa gobane itse ha o butswe abet mo mosebetsing ngwana ne mong a go nagana o utlwile go butswe abet ka mola ka tutorial ka re jole o tla ya neng ka re ho sane a re hana jwale a re hana jwale hanga ba ka senya nako ke ile ka ya ka mo
so mme Pascalina ba tlo re jotse gore ha o sena sebete bophelong o ka ska be wa
qhubela ha o sena sebete o ka se phele
okay
ene motho o tshwanetse o phela
motho o tshwanetse o phela
motho o tshwanetse a re ke batla o tshwana le motho ya
o ikutlwa jwang ha ile gore o no o cleaner ka mo library ka jeno le letsatsi o library assistant o tshwantse bo le motlotlo
ke motlotlo motlotlo bile mo tsamaisang le mona go ba ke cleaneng le bona ba nagana gore ke etseditswe feifa ile ga ke a etsetswa feifa mosebetsi o le wa hlaya ka applya ka bitswa interview ka interviewa ke batho be ke sa ba tsebeng mara ke tswile ka mo ke tseba gore ke pasitse
of course
the way ke ya ga bileng dipotso tsa bona ka teng
yazi into enzakalayo ma ukuthi as intsha sicabanga ukuthi maye library sizobathi uyabhadala ukuthi uthole icard ukuthi ube ne library card ngiyabhadala ema library
dintho tsa library ke free wa joina go fa formo ga bolella gere o tlatse formo ena go kopa ID copy ya hao le proof of resident fela
o ikutlwa jwang ha utlwa go twe library e tshitsitswe ka pa sekolo se tshitsitswe
ke bona ka go tshitsitswe tšhelete e tshwanetseng go reka dijo ka yona go tshitsitswe information e bana ba tshwanetse ba etsebe go tshitswa le history ya building eo ya mo ba library na le history ya yona go library ene ha uwe utlwa kana go itseng ya fihla mona tse di information di tla fumana go tswa library tse di tlo tla tshelwa ka mo ha ile history ya library ene tle be tshile
eng dibuka tse o di ratang go feta o tse o di ratang go di bala or buka e leng gore ka mogomong e kile ya go kena ka mo mmele ka mo maikutlong go feta tse dingwe
buka ile nyang kena maikutlong ke ha ke etsa grade 12 buka ya Maru ya ga ha ke mamela story sena sa Margaret Junior ka senka ka stlisa hona gona ha ene le nna ke ne ke tla ikutlwa go bua na go ngwane ke practice ke ntse ke bala ba ke longola ka ena ne ke iphumane ke lla ke liswa ke bophelo ba hae go holeng wa hae a le sekolong bana ba ntse ba mkgesanyana go fihlela Margaret ya sa mosune ha ile robala jwala sa mmontsha gore ha o sa le ngwanaka go ya ka diketso go fihlela ntsa bua a re sene ke seetsa gore o tlotse bo pholosa setšhaba sa heno e kena ka tsebeng e khutla e godisa kelello a ipotsa gona why ho ntso tshuo tjena na ke se feng setjhaba sena sa heso ho fihlella he a qeta lengolo la botitjhere a apply a ilo sebetsa sekolong se seng seo ba nahana go ke le colored ba mo amohela hantle go ke le colored ebe mistress ona e mong dikeledi wa mmotsa gona a o le colored ya re ke mosara dikeledi a tshoa haholo Margaret ya makala why a tshoa
Jwale me a ko mpulele hore ha se tsane re kwala fora gone be yanong gore the way you just told this story is so beautiful and it's obviously wa bontsha hore ka mogo e go tshwereng ka mo gare ka teng e santsane le ntho ile gore wa inagana botlhokwa ba go bala bo jang mo go tshwantseng gore mo go buleng menagano ya rona
botlhokwa ba go bala bo boholo haholo hobane bo bula kelello bo bulela le mamati ba bang ba re thuto ke key thuto ke process ke chain ha ina mo felang teng ya tsama ka thuto o tla iphumana le wena o le motho setšhabeng thuto e ka o tšhentšha bophelo bo bophelang ya o etsa go be motho o be le lelapa o be le bana ba hao
siyabonga uyiqhawe man
la makawe halala Pascalina halala
ngifuna ukufunda ngisafuna ngiqhubeke ngifunde siyabonga for ukuza ehlelweni lethu ma nokusifundisa okuningi ngawo ngokuthi kwamele siqhubeke sifunde
ngiyaleboga uba hanga ka bana baka ha ba tshwane le nna le ka sedumeli ke na le ngwana e leng librarian wa moshimane e moholo ke na le ngwana e leng a ile a langatswa mola vista sa le teng so wethu a tshwere degree ya biko
sure
ka di sentenyana tsene tse ke di tshwara
okay Hi, Pascalina, I hope gore inspire le batho ba bona ba ba ntšha ba re le gore ba re lebella ka jeno. Once you learn the skill of reading, nobody can take it away from you. It will only open up your mind and change and improve your life. Remember to tell us about your favorite books and share your thoughts with us on Twitter, Facebook, and Mxit Reach. See you next week. Woof, woof.